And we are live. Good evening, freaks and geeks. And it's 10 p.m. And do you know where your penis is? It's going to be one of those shows. Hi, everyone. So, hi, I'm Dementia Von Grimm, in case you haven't seen this mug. And most of you did all weekend. I'm sure you're kind of sick of it at this point.
Looks a little different sometimes, but...
Yeah, right now, this is called Corpse Demmie. This is Corpse Demmie after like a week. And I'm still like, I think I might need a little embalming, just a little bit, because... Dude, it's gonna be tough recovering from spooky. Exactly. So speaking of which, that's one of our hosts tonight. That is Rob. Say hi to Rob.
Hello.
Yes, with his, who still apparently has the tiki party going because, or the luau party because, yeah, he's look at him. Yeah.
Look at him. Look at him.
And look, I make it a zombie tiki party because here's the zombie. He's my bottle opener. He's my bottle opener. Have you guys heard about this?
No.
This is called beer. It's a new drink that just came out. It's called beer. I've never heard of this. Brand new. Like literally came out 3 days ago.
Wow, I've never heard of it.
And it's a delight. I really recommend it. Try it sometime.
Oh my God. All right. And we've got Laura. Hi, Laura.
Hey. It's been a while.
It has been a while. We have missed you around here.
Yes, I missed it. I'm ready though.
Yeah, we needed a concho partner, and we were concholess, and it was disappointing.
I'm here.
There was concho and spooky.
I know, I saw it. I think I took a photo of it.
It was awesome. Okay, and over there we have Astara and Kairos. Hi, guys.
Hi. Hello. Good evening. Bienvenue and welcome.
Bienvenue. I like that. Oh, alrighty. So, so before we start, I will let you guys know, if you have not tuned in before, this is not a family-friendly program. So if your children are watching, earmuffs, massive, and I don't think that's going to be enough, to be honest, because this is going to be a pretty rough show. Because it was a pretty rough con.
There's gestures.
Yes. Gestures. So, attention, bitches. There will be foul language tonight, bitches. Now, allow me to get to our disclaimer. Now, first of all, we are not us bitches are not affiliated with Spooky Empire in any way.
But those bitches.
None of us bitches are paid by Spooky Empire for any of our services. And as bitches, we are not employees of Spooky Empire. We have nothing to do with them. Nothing. We're fans.
We don't even go to Spooky.
No, we barely acknowledge their existence.
And we don't wear pants.
Aside from this podcast, we are just bitches and fans who attend. We've been going for many years collectively. We know the ins and outs sexually of Spooky Empire. So we like to share our knowledge. So if you see something on this show that you don't agree with or that offends you, don't complain to the management of Spooky Empire. You can complain to me.
Bring it.
And I'll ignore it, but you can still you can still complain. I have a very sweet Gmail address. It's manpretty@gmail.com because I'm sexy.
Uh-oh.
So send it.
And we just lost a viewer.
Oh. They're breaking away to send me fan mail. That's all.
Do you really have manpretty@gmail? Because I'm kind of jealous.
You're goddamn right. I did.
You must have gotten that like 15 years ago.
Yeah, back when I actually was pretty.
Oh man.
It was.
No, I mean,
to be fair,
it was easy to get a Gmail address.
You still had to have the invite back then, but like I said, it was a more appropriate email address 15 years ago. I'll just leave it at that.
I love it.
Oh my God. And that pretty much sets the tone for this evening. Yeah, so basically what the show is going to be about is we are going to talk about April's show. Since we are home, since we have gotten 2 brain cells together to work for this show. And I think most of us have gotten over the con crud. I thought I had, oh, wait, hold on. And hopefully most of you have had your airborne because your immune system, like ours, has probably been fucked. So we hope you're all healthy. We hope you are dealing with post-con depression, you know, as well as we are anyway.
We're here to help with that.
We're trying, but that's what we're here for, because a lot of you didn't do this, and I know a lot of y'all motherfuckers are sick, and I know a lot of motherfuckers are going to be watching this from bed. So
I've
next time,
I've heard the more spooky empires you do, the less sick you get, because you get used to it. You become immune to spooky empire.
You get infected with the spookies.
What?
Yes.
You get infected with the spookies.
Yes.
And
just a little bit at a time over the years, you're completely immune to it.
Yeah, and that's why we aren't sick.
Yes.
We're only mostly dead.
Yes.
Okay, so the way that we're going to do this is basically a roundtable kind of discussion. We're going to pick one particular topic, whether it's the Wyndham, whether it's the staff, whether it's the celebrities, and we're going to go right on down the line and see how everybody's experience was. And like I said, the chat room is live. We're monitoring the chat room, so you guys can chime in and we'll talk back and all that good stuff.
To my peeps, send me a shout out on the live chat thing, and I'll wave at you.
Hey, question. I should have asked this beforehand. Can I see the chat too?
You can if you are looking at the YouTube page. You basically, though, when you do it, you have to mute it. So you can watch along, and it's like there's a little bit of a delay, but you can watch along as long as you mute it.
You know what? I'll put it up on my phone real quick. Sorry. Thank you. I just wanted to know that.
Yeah. And then just mute it, and by all means chime in on the chat, because I may not be able to get it all the time.
Cool.
Because there's already people in there chatting. You know, hey Jen, hi Cheryl.
Cool.
And who else am I? Debs is in there. Johnny's in there. Oh my God, get me sexy off. I like that. Get me sexy off. I see this is the way we start the show. I love this. Get me sexy off. I love this.
I'm all about it. I'm all about it.
Get me sexy off. Okay. First, the first topic we're going to talk about is the venue, the Wyndham, the room, the staff, Gatorville, check-in. What was your experience, and what are your thoughts on how it was this year? You know what? First, since they've been quiet over there, I'm going to give this to Astara and Kairos first. So what were your thoughts on the Wyndham and how that all went?
Well, I personally really like the Wyndham. It's a really fun, it's you know, not too fancy schmancy, but I really like the layout of it. I like that parking's free.
Yes.
I like there's plenty of food options all around you. So personally, I absolutely love the Wyndham and every aspect of it.
No, as one of the people that have been going to Spooky since, you know, Nebuchadnezzar, I don't know, but it's biblical. Yes, which is, yeah, that comes into what I have to say about things later. But it's home. Anytime it is at the Wyndham, it really does feel like the old days. We had what they called like a family fun suite, and it was really pleasant.
Bunk beds.
Yes. There were bunk beds. Astara and I had a queen, which was
a king bed.
Our king, which was wonderful because I could sleep with my wife and not have to touch her at all, and that was the coolest thing.
The bunk beds are in their own like little separate kind of room almost, and they have their own little TV. So if you have guests with you sleeping on the bunk beds, you don't actually have to be around them.
Yeah, and check-in was really, really easy. I remember, I think it was like 2 or 3 years ago, where it was the first time they did the retro thing again, and that was a nightmare. Check-in was easy for us, but then we got there Thursday, which absolutely has to be a thing from now on. Like, get there Thursday, leave Monday. So, yeah. But the Wyndham is always a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful place. And we can change the October show backwards and forwards and go wherever the hell we want to go. But as long as we get one show at the Wyndham, you've made me happy. So that's.
All right. Let's see. Let's hand this over to Rob then.
Moi?
Sorry. And I think that echo is gone, you guys, by the way. So I think.
Yeah, because I have a thing in my earball right now.
Yeah,
so.
Perfect. Okay, so you can chime in. Yeah, Rob. So your thoughts on the Wyndham, check-in, Gatorville, all that good stuff.
Well, okay. I have a love-hate relationship with the Wyndham, and I've said as much before. It's, you know, I remember the old Wyndham, and before the remodels, and now what it's like now. And let's face it, it's lipstick on a pig. It's not terrible. The walls are really, really freaking thin. I mean, if you're in the bathroom, you can hear your neighbors' conversations crystal clear. That's a little bit creepy.
Yeah, that's part of the fun.
Not when you're hearing these aren't interesting conversations. It's not like there's people banging in the bathroom. No, it's like I'm not listening to that. They're just. I had two rednecks next door to me, and I don't know what the hell they were talking about. It could have been, something about fake teeth. I don't know. It wasn't worth listening to. You can hear lots of things in the hallway. It's people being loud, and of course, if they're on their porch, you can hear them. Through your porch. It's like I said. It'd be nice if it was just a little quieter in that regard. But what are you going to do? It's a fucking hotel. But I still like going to the Wyndham, all things considered. I like just being able to walk off property and immediately you have the Wawa if you need anything there. There's a Walgreens up on the corner. A lot of places to eat.
We never got our Wawa photo.
Oh, shit balls. No, we didn't.
We failed like a big something.
Oh.
Okay, but the Wyndham staff, they're awesome. They were very accommodating. We had, some requests at the end of the stay to see if we could just stay a little bit extra, and they accommodated us there. Great people. I have no complaints about the staff. Like I said, I just lipstick on a pig. I'll keep saying it because it's really the most apt description of those rooms.
Yeah, no, and I will piggyback on that. And like Kairos said, yes, it is home. I mean, it's been there since Spooky made Orlando its home in 2006, and it's been home since there ever since. And so anytime, most people that have gone to Spooky, that we consider ourselves old school, that's the first one that they've been to was when Spooky was at the Wyndham. And, what's not to love? Yeah, the rooms may be lipstick on a pig, but you know what? You're at a convention. You're not really spending all that much time in the room voluntarily. You're sleeping and you're showering, sleeping, that's pretty much it. But the Wyndham, the plus side to that, they let us get away with murder there. Mm-hmm. The staff is always fantastic. You need anything extra from housekeeping, there's no problem. Check-in usually goes pretty smoothly. They know us, so they know how it works, and there's no problems. I mean, I don't think I've ever heard of anyone having a problem with the Wyndham staff, or just they let us party till 6 o'clock in the morning if we want to. You can't complain about that. However, the area is in the middle of tourist Orlando, smack dab middle of tourist Orlando. And that's something that we will touch on again later. There is a story I did want to relay once we actually get to security, but there was one of our regulars by the name of Phil, and those of you that know Phil Todd, he actually went over to the Wawa for something and was jumped. And apparently there was a big fight where police got involved and stuff like that. So, and if you've known anything about the Wyndham, it's not in a safe area of town. People getting jumped in the parking lot or on their way to Wawa are not, that's not uncommon, unfortunately. So it's something you want to, anytime you go to the Wyndham, that's why you see all the police around the pool. It's not just because of the partiers. It's not a great area of town. People are looking to take advantage of tourists. And unfortunately that did happen a few times this weekend. So, which really does suck. I mean, even in our room, Saturday night outside the hotel, outside of our room at 3 a.m. in the morning, we heard a massive, massive fight. I mean, it sounded like worse than cops brawl, people getting slammed into stuff. And I
was going to say, I think that was really just two drunk white trash chicks having it out.
Probably, but it's the area and who knows what the hell it was. But I mean, there were a few incidents this weekend. So the area still is not the safest area. Granted, we're spooky and you don't fuck with spooky, because Phil Todd, from the story that I heard, and the guy that told me the story is in the chat room, Phil Todd kicked some serious ass. You don't fuck with somebody from spooky because they'll kill you. So, and that you'll hear that a few times throughout the few examples of that throughout the webcast. But I mean, the Wyndham, fantastic. They're nice. They're wonderful. They're home. I really hope we have a lot of spring shows there for years to come, because it's home. I mean, I know, Laura, you were only there the one night, but no, please. I mean, give me your thoughts.
Well, I love the Wyndham. I said one time, I was like, if there's an afterlife, I hope it's a Wyndham pool party at Spooky Empire. I just love it. I could just circle that thing all night, and there's a different story every 10 feet. There's a different situation every 10 feet happening. I adore it. No, I was going to mention the staff. I love them anyways, but this particular year, I decided to jump in the lagoon. Maybe about 4 a.m. or so. It looked better than the pool. There were ducks in it and stuff. Actually, there were ducks in the pool too.
There's always ducks in the pool.
So, you know, it was kind of like, what's that movie where Will Ferrell's running and he's like, he thinks he's got everybody behind him, but he doesn't.
Old school.
Yeah. So that was me. I was in my bathing suit.
Blue.
I'm like, we're going to the lagoon. We're going to the lagoon. And I think that there's people behind me, and I jump in and there's no one around for like 20 feet, you know, and I don't know if anyone filmed it or not. I'm just like, okay, well, I'm in the lagoon by myself. So basically I just kind of waded with the ducks and just kind of waded, you know, through the lagoon. I think I might have gone under a bridge. I'm not sure. So I get out. I'm thinking I'm all sly, and I get out and I see a friend. And I'm like, okay, let's grab a towel. Let's go. And I see about 3 Wyndham staff and a golf cart, and they're looking at me and they're just smiling. And they said, "You might want to take a shower." And I said, you know, I was just thinking the same thing. And they're like, all right, you have a good night. I was like, you too. And we just had a good laugh and went on my way. I mean, any other hotel would have been fuming. I mean, I've had the experience at, what was it? The Rosen. You know, where they're like, don't go near the pool and you're kicked out and there's a 10-foot gate and, you know, all that stuff. So it was really cool. Like I got out of there and I was having a good time. I'm like, oh crap, they're going to be upset, but they were not upset one bit. They were just like, you might want to take a shower. You know, the ducks do things in there, and you know. But it was fun. Like I thought everybody was with me, and I was alone. I'm like, it's okay, I'm alone. But you know, actually getting in trouble alone was actually more scary at first. I'm like, I want a crew with me if I'm going to get in trouble. But no,
you were swimming in duck semen. That's what you were
doing. Actually, I think someone might have mentioned that. It might have been you after the fact, but yeah.
Well, what's the difference between that and the pool or the hot tub where you're with like spooky semen? You know,
that's true. That's true.
Yeah. Ian and Tula. That's right. Someone said it in the chat room. Ian and Tula. Damn straight.
Yeah, no, it was really fun. I mean, like I said, I love the Wyndham. I don't really notice the whole lipstick on the pig thing. I mean, I've been going since 2009. I mean, I noticed a difference, but I don't know. It's like what the core things that matter haven't changed. Like the artists that are there, the vendors, the, you know, going like the hotel rooms. I mean, they look great. They smell okay. Like, I mean, everything.
There are no cockroaches.
Yeah, no cockroaches. I mean, it's clean. I mean, nobody complains about noise if we're loud and hanging out. I mean, I have no complaints. I hope we do this until the day we die. I love the Wyndham through and through so much.
Yeah. Okay. And I just wanted to give a quick shout out to Horror and Sons, who was our sponsor, who was in the chat room. An incident that happened with him, considering that we are talking about Gatorville. And I want to say this was Friday night. Poor guy.
Earmuffs, if you have earmuffs, just, okay, go ahead.
I want to hear it.
Okay. Apparently he had the gator bites, and he took a bite, and his tooth came off and came out with the gator bite. Like it was his wisdom tooth, but a tooth. He broke his tooth on a gator bite. Poor guy. Thankfully he had whiskey, which I'm sure helped immensely. He was a trooper, and he partied the rest of the weekend, and he was awesome, and he's in the chat room. So much love to him, and he's gotten it fixed now, I believe. But I just wanted to and the manager of Gatorville was super, super cool. I encouraged him to go talk to the manager.
I have a question. This is my tiki or talking stick. So was his tooth already weak, or were the gator bites tough? Because that's a fail being in Florida. If they were just tough gator bites, I'm upset. I'm offended.
That's a good point. I think it was a crown, but go ahead, Rob.
It was a big chunk of tooth. I'll just say that. It wasn't just a small little chip. I mean, it was a significant percentage of a tooth. I saw the picture later and I just cringed. I was like, you know, fake horror, fake horror is fine, but once it becomes real, I don't like so much.
No, he is in the chat room. He did say he got it yanked yesterday, so I'm crossing my fingers that they gave him some good painkillers, because it was, and I think it was a crown. Even so, that's still messed up, man. And Gatorville handled it fantastically. So, you know, shout out to Gatorville for that. They weren't assholes about it, so I got to give a thumbs up to them for that. Because if you lose a tooth, damn, that's some hardcore shit. But that's
and then somebody like one of the artists came and they're like, we can make jewelry out of that. Give me that tooth.
You know that happened. Yeah, and that's what he said. Okay, Mike Pack is in the chat room. He said, I had them 3 times and they weren't that tough for us. But Mike Paquin he's hardcore anyway. Not saying that Horror & Sons isn't, but and Horror & Sons said it was half the tooth. So it wasn't necessarily the crown, it was half the tooth. So yeah, and Rob's, yeah. You all right there, Rob?
No, I don't like tooth pain. I don't even like talking about it.
Okay. All right. Then, well, then we shall move on. Let's talk about the celebrities then. Okay. Let's see who you liked, who you didn't, if you attended any Q&As, what stories you have, what you heard about, who you met, the whole 9. Let's hear what you got. All right. You know, Astara and Kairos are pretty quiet over there. So I don't know. Was there anyone you met? Any stories you heard? Anything good you got?
Well,
drama. I love it.
No drama.
No.
We don't usually do guests when we go to conventions unless there's somebody that we really, really want to see. And there was one person in particular we wanted to see and then forgot about it.
Yeah.
It was the guy that played a creature from the Black Lagoon, and mainly
because he looks like my father.
Yeah, he looks
like
almost like a spitting image of his father. And that's kind of why we wanted to go see him, but we totally forgot. But I did hear what Vinnie Vincent left like after he checked out Friday night.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I do know the story behind that, and apparently Vinnie Vincent, this was his 2nd convention, so he's not a convention veteran, and this is someone that's been in hiding for like 20 some odd years. What had happened was, I guess the first night, he wasn't really happy because the people at the pool were keeping him up at 3 a.m. So he had to switch hotels, and the hotel that he chose was apparently 22 minutes away.
He got
Make
his
of that what you will.
He got his feces hurt.
I guess so, but apparently, from what I understand, that was Friday, and then on Saturday, if I understand correctly, he missed his Q&A because he was in the hotel 22 minutes away. Now, that being said, I didn't meet Vinnie Vincent, but I have talked to security that was in his room all weekend. He was super, super nice, and the problem with Vinnie is since this is his 2nd convention, he doesn't know how to say no to people. So that caused a lot of the chaos. So I think that's where maybe the miscommunication was. I heard nothing but nice things about Vinnie, but I think maybe Vinnie doesn't understand the con world so much. But so that's what I've heard as far as that's concerned. But by all means, I'm sorry to interrupt. Continue.
And I've heard a few other things regarding some other guests, but for the most part,
no, dish.
Well,
yeah, because what the hell? Who the hell is you talking about?
Nothing confirmed, but just people just talking about like who they think is like a bitch, and who is actually super sweet, and we personally just don't do the whole guest thing, so a lot of it's just hearsay.
No, my meeting guests and things like that way pre-spooky, because those of you who know me know that we have like 50,000 other hobbies other than horror that we're constantly going and doing stuff. And way back in the day, I used to hang out with like a lot of the Star Trek people when they would come to Volcon back in the 90s. And about 2010 at Spooky was the last time I actually did guesty things. I don't know. I'm weird that way. Like I don't do autographs. I don't do.
That's okay. Some people do that.
I go more for all of you guys and looking at costumes and talking about really obscure shit that no one else in my real life understands what the hell I'm talking about. Okay. So yeah, I guess leave it at that because really, as far as celebrities, pass it on because.
Okay. No, that's perfectly fine. All right, Rob, what about you?
Well, I met Dementia Von Grimm, the con mother, and she was a fucking whore.
I don't like her. She's a bitch.
She really is. Bitch thinks she's the queen of spooky.
I know, right? What is that all about? God, what
Cunt.
Ego. Seriously. God.
Yeah. Aside from dementia, I actually didn't see. I didn't do the celeb thing this year. I didn't even make it into the celebrity room. As a matter of fact, I was just too occupied with other things. So I'm a fail in this regards as well. Sorry.
You can just pass right over me. I'm not. Yeah, I was only there Saturday night, unfortunately. So.
All right. So apparently, if y'all want the dish, y'all come to the D, because the big D here will give you
Get
the
the
dish.
D.
Because you know everything because you're the fucking queen, don't you?
That's right. Because I am the queen cunt. That's right. That's right. Big queen cunt with a capital D. Okay. Yeah.
There's no D in cunt.
There could be. Yeah.
Oh,
that's right. That's what we're talking about.
We're talking about sex, everyone. Just so you know.
Intercourse. Okay. So one of the things that was mentioned in the chat room was Joey Image, who, if you are a fan of the Misfits, he was the original drummer. Now, he was there for Spooky, I want to say, when we were at the convention center, I want to say. I don't really remember. Maybe it was the Hyatt. They all kind of run together for me. Super, super nice guy, and he's one of the guys that gets overlooked. This is someone who is like one of the celebrities who really loves his fans. This is one of those guys that'll ask you about your life. He'll ask questions about you. He'll remember things about you. This is someone that will sit with you and talk with you for hours, like he did with Mike Paquin and a couple other people. And this is someone that's dealing with cancer and still comes out and does this for the fans. So I got to give like a serious, I mean, I'm an obviously old school punk fan, big Misfits fan. So Joey being there was really fucking cool. And the fact that this guy has cancer and still coming out and hanging out with the fans, that's fucking awesome. And
that's awesome because people cancel for having like a hurt pinky or a sore throat or something all the time. So that's
or they have some lame ass reason. And like I said, you know, this guy comes out and he hangs out with everybody and he doesn't just hide in his room. This is someone that, like I said, that's genuinely grateful for like his fans being there. And that's just really freaking cool. And I got to give like massive shout out to him, first of all. And I was mistaken. I heard that was Vinnie Vincent that didn't make it for the Q&A. However, it was Slim Jim Phantom from the Stray Cats who missed his Q&A.
Yeah.
Not sure what happened there, but Jim, I don't know. I did see Slim Jim. Naughty. He's been a very naughty boy, which we will get to in a moment. Slim Jim and who was sitting next to him? JJ French. I saw the two of them just hanging out all weekend, which was really fucking cool. It's like Slim Jim Phantom from Stray Cats and JJ French from Twisted Sister were like BFFs all weekend, and that was just mind blowing. I don't know what the fuck that was about. Now, my big dish. Well, first of all, okay, let me get the good one out. David Naughton, who is always freaking amazing. That guy, I love him. From Dr. Pepper to Making It to Seinfeld to American Werewolf. Now,
My Sister Sam.
My Sister Sam. I've been talking about this movie forever. Okay.
Oh wow.
Brutal Massacre. He had it at his table, so I had to get a copy because I couldn't get it on eBay. One of the funniest movies, and especially if you've been to horror cons, this will be very, I guess the term is meta, I guess. But incredibly funny. If you like horror comedy, you will love this movie, especially if you've been to horror cons. Super nice guy. Told me some great stories about the late Gunnar Hansen, because I think this was Gunnar's last movie, and about filming this in like Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, where there was like no sun for like 40 days. You know, it was like insane conditions. Let's see, David Naughton, Brian O'Halloran. Let's see, who else we got? Ken Foray, Gunnar Hansen. You know, it's like all like the regulars that we know from the con. It's just like watching them all in a movie. It's really cool. Super nice guy. Definitely recommend him. My big dish is about Matthew Lillard. Now, it's not about Matthew Lillard himself, because Matthew Lillard is amazing and probably one of the best guests you will ever meet. If you see pictures of his Q&A, this is a guy who will not just sit in a chair and do a Q&A with host. He will go out in the audience and walk up to everybody. I heard a story that he went up to a 10-year-old little girl who was too shy to talk to him, and he's like, "Tell me your best joke." You know, so, and she was really shy, so he's like, "You could whisper it in my ear." And I'm like, "Oh, that's darling." You know, and he's just so freaking nice to everybody. The group Wizards of Cause, who did the 13 Ghosts, if you guys saw them, outstanding freaking costume. He saw them, freaked out, and when they got they paid to get their picture with him, and he was full. He's like, "No, give them their money back," and I'm like, who does that? He's amazing. Now, that having been said, his handler, I guess he just recently got new management or something like that. I posted this picture on Facebook because I am that bitch. some new guy that I guess got a little power trippy ego, whatever. I was talking to David Naughton, and Matthew Lillard was talking to a couple of kids. And when he talks to kids, he kneels down and gets on their level, so he's talking to them eye to eye. And it was an adorable moment, and I looked, and I snapped a quick picture. I got yelled at, first of all, by across the room from his handler. Then his handler, this is not spooky staff, this is his new handler, walks over to me and says, and gets in my face and says, I'm going to need you to delete that picture. And I'm like, wait, what? Excuse me? And he's like, no, it's show rules. And I looked, no, it's not. And he's like, no, it's management rules. I'm going to need you to delete that picture. Now, I could have started, but he got all alpha and puffy, and I could have started an issue, but it wasn't worth it over it. And I looked, and the picture was blurry anyway, so it really didn't matter. So I said, you know what? Fine, whatever. But nobody else in there did that. None of the other, I mean, Linda Blair, but that's another story. No one ever likes Linda Blair, and her handlers are obnoxious, but that's a whole other story. The handler was new. None of the other celebrities did that. Everyone was taking pictures left and right. And I understand, you know, the policy of, you know, don't take pictures without paying for it. And I get that. I get it behind that. But the guy was such an alpha dick about it. You know, it was exactly. And he was very, you know, huffy and, you know, kind of like, and I'm like, really? Really? You're a glorified rent-a-cop. Stop it. So that's my story. And if you saw him at his table, he had like a purple shirt and he had like black hair about to here. Just real douchey. So to you, fuck off. You're not that important. So there's my dish. Let's see, Vinnie Vincent, but everybody else was great. I saw everybody smiling. Everybody that I talked to had nothing but good things to say about everybody. So that's that. Given that, you know what? Let's talk about Spooky itself. I mean, the staff, the volunteer staff, the venue, how things were handled. If you had issues or praise for the volunteers, issues with security, whatever, anything related to the Spooky staff. I mean, how was your experience? And let's hand this over to Astara and Kairos there.
Well, anytime I go to the April show, the staff's always super sweet. Now, I've heard some things last year for the October show, but for the April show, I've never had a problem with the staff. They're always like super chill, you know, willing to just bend over backwards for all of the guests. So I'm, you know, kudos to all of the people that have like helped out with the April show because they were just awesome.
Yeah, everything ran just like clockwork and completely smooth. Petey's got this thing just almost, it almost seems like it runs sort of on its own, even though, you know, it doesn't. But he's got everything, like even the Saturday night when the rain started coming, they tore that stage down and moved it into the bar in like 5 minutes. I mean, it was like that. The people aren't real douchey like some cons where they have like the armband Nazis that are just like, let me see the whole fucking armband or I'm gonna kill your, you know, that kind of thing. It's just sort of, oh, he's got it on, rock on, go on, you know. And everybody just, it just completely, I can't talk tonight. No. It just completely is very, very smooth. See, this is what happens when you stop drinking. You need to actually, you know. But no, seriously, everything is just always smooth. And this past weekend was an example of just how good Petey has everything running. You know, I mean, I saw him a couple of times look like, you know, on the phone like he was about to strangle somebody. But other than that,
that's Petey's resting bitch face. That's how he always is.
You know, I mean, but other than that, everything, not a problem, not a hitch that at least that we had. And, you know, we're prissy people. So if it didn't bother us, then, hey, fine.
Yeah. Rob, what about you?
Me? Was that a me?
You.
Me.
You.
Yeah. You know what? I mean, everything, like I said, I have no complaints. Everything was handled very smoothly. You know, the only real thing I have to, you know, story-wise to share was I was at the Cthulhu Cultist booth for most of the weekend. we were doing the fundraiser for the Clearwater Aquarium, and we were doing raffling. One of the prizes we had was this this found art Cthulhu portrait. Just made of pieces of metal, bolts, everything you can think of, and yeah, it was real cool piece. But it was heavier than a mother. I mean, this thing was big and it was heavy. And so when the guy won it, he was like, "Is there any place I can put this?" Because he just couldn't carry it around all day. So we went over to one of the volunteer booths and they took care of it for us. And they were happy to watch it, so that was cool. And as a matter of fact, also on that note, we had a Cthulhu carved into a watermelon. If you didn't spot by our table, volunteers, I hope you enjoyed it because it was probably going to end up in the garbage. Shockingly, no one wanted the watermelon. We were trying to give it away to anyone who walked by.
It's a perfectly good watermelon.
Good watermelon, but one of the volunteers said, "Hey, you know what? I'm going to take this and see if we'll eat it. We'll take it back to the volunteer room." And yes, later they were eating Cthulhu watermelon. So
that was a gorgeous carving.
Yeah, no. Beard face carving or something like that. I can't remember the guy's name off the top of my head, but it was a great piece of work. And again, the volunteers were helpful all weekend. Show ran very smoothly. There's, I got nothing bad to say. Everything from the, just needing directions, the panels being run, costume contests being run, everything was good.
Well, Laura, I know you were only there for the one night, but I mean, and I know you didn't have much run-in with the volunteers and everything, but I mean, you have anything to add as far as this is concerned?
I was actually wondering if the music topic was separate or if that's kind of part of this.
Oh, I can't wait to get
separate.
to that.
That's separate because
because I didn't really see any volunteers. I didn't really see any volunteers or anything. So
okay.
Sorry.
Right, well, then no. I know. I missed because unfortunately the new program, the Google's Hangouts, they don't have the sound effects, which disappointed me because I was having fun like putting the sound effects in, and that really enhanced the whole experience. And
we have to find a way to do that. I'm sure there's a way to do that.
And we can have one of those little sound boxes or something. I don't know. Yeah, but as far as Spooky, I mean, I know I'm one of the biggest proponents of Spooky, but they've earned my loyalty and respect because they are a well-oiled machine. Dina, and even in the past, Dina and I have hated each other with some fiercely. I will give the woman this, man. The woman knows how to run Spooky.
Dina's
so it's not like mega.
She's phenomenal in everything.
Yeah, she
even outside
a great job.
She's phenomenal. I love her.
Yeah, she
Dina, if you're watching.
Yeah, but no, she really knows what she's doing. She knows how to put these volunteers together. She knows how to train the volunteers, so you will not run into a volunteer A, that is rude to you, B, doesn't know what they're doing, or C, is just there for the ticket. These people care about what they're doing. They're not just there for a t-shirt, and they're doing their job and they're doing it politely. And I mean, the whole weekend, I didn't hear one bad story about anybody. It was amazing. And just, it all just gels together. What they've done, the program that they've put together has really, it's as smooth as Rob's ass, so, I got to give them credit. And the staff, I mean, everywhere, not even just Petey, but Gina. Not enough people give credit to Gina, who is like, Petey's the face, but Gina does a lot of the damn work, and the real queen of Spooky. She deserves her own crown. And if Petey doesn't get her a crown, then we're just going to have a problem, me and him.
Or we can make one.
Right. We can make one. We can totally make one because she totally deserves it. She's like the master behind a lot of the shit that we see that, people don't know about. I mean, Caesar, Petey's father, Chris, Petey's brother, the whole Mangelli family, Gina's family, everyone from Alan who just, speaking of, we were talking about security. Alan is amazing. Apparently, unfortunately, there was another issue where there was a vendor who had a stalker, and not just oh, I just want to fap to your pictures type stalker, really
like the ones I get.
Yes, really bad stalker. So Alan, like a pro, and Alan has, and I wish he was supposed to be on the web show tonight, but unfortunately, he did not take enough of this Maybe he's in the hot tub. I don't know, but apparently he's dealing with con crud. So we wish him well. But Robby and I were there for the story where he walked up to the guy and said, "You've been a very naughty boy. Now it's time to leave." And it was like such a turn on because it's like this just British accent that he has. And it's like if he comes up to side and just the way he said it, so commanding and just pure beauty, and just he handled it. Boom, no one even know. They threw the guy out. And just like I said, oh my God, amazing, beautiful. The way Spooky does everything. You know what? A lot of these cons, including MegaCon, could learn a lot from the way Spooky runs. And that's right. I said it. I went there. But
wait, what part? I'm all in about fuck MegaCon.
No,
that
just
was the worst
how
convention in Orlando, or that I've been to, rather.
Okay, well, when it comes to MegaCon, and yes, that's right, we're going to get into this. MegaCon, in my opinion, we won't even get into whole the money grubbing corporate plastic. We won't even get into that. But just how they run the volunteers and how they train the staff, you can't get an answer. 9 times out of 10, the staff has no idea what's going on. No one's in communication. It's completely disorganized, and they could really learn a lot from Dina and from Dolly and from Mo and from all these people that run Spooky that just gel together and know how to run a convention and make it smooth. MegaCon has no clue how to do that, and they really need to learn from people.
You know, it's funny. So, I've had more fun at MegaCon just being outside, like between the buildings, and just, you know, taking like pictures outside and running into people is way more fun than being inside with the chaos. And it's
absolutely,
people don't know how to use the damn escalators. It's a disaster.
It's a complete disaster. I can't even imagine what it's going to be like this year, which is a whole nother show. Oh my God. Let's see. All right. Yeah. The costume contest needs, we're going to get to the costume contest. That's for damn sure. And Slim Jim Phantom apparently overslept for his Q&A. So, well, Slim, you've been a very naughty boy, which we're going to be using that a lot. Okay, so now the topic that we're going to get to, and I know like Kairos is going to be chomping at the bit for this. The next topic we're talking about is the parties, the DJ, the music, and anything that happened at the parties. So I'm going to give this over to Astara and Kairos first. Okay. Oh, I see him grinning now. I see him grinning.
Before I lay the unholy smackdown, do you have anything? Oh shit! I just pulled your ear hole thing out. Do you? Do you have anything?
Her ear hole? What?
Her little
earbud.
Yeah.
Do you want to say anything before I completely just?
I love the parties at Spooky, but for some reason this year, I don't know, it just seemed different. Like.
You mean it sucked? I mean, what?
No, it was just less people, a lot less energy in the party of the people that were there. It was weird.
Because segueing in. Okay.
Here it comes. Here it comes.
This is probably going to be an unpopular opinion, and I really don't care because, you know, when have I ever given a shit what anybody, you know, this is my opinion, and you don't like it.
That's why we do this.
And if you don't like it, fuck your mother. Don't really care.
I feel like there should be a disclaimer at the bottom of the screen, like the entire time.
Yeah, just a scrolling bar.
Yeah,
just keep on. Okay. 2 things that go hand in hand, and I get that. Metal and horror. I get that. But years ago, and by years ago, I mean like 2008, 2009, 2010, the music was a good mix. Now, do I like some metal? Yes. Would I like to actually see some gothic industrial, some EBM, you know, even some psychobilly and stuff like that thrown in? Abso-god fucking mother bitch lootly. I mean, I get that screaming and all of that stuff is wonderful, but in the old days, there was a larger mix of music, and you had, you know, those of us that, you know, shit bats and clove cigarette and patchouli smell, you know, we would come out, and it was a great mix. It seems like for the past couple of shows, really, it's the same. It's almost like they took the same playlist and just reorganized where the song was in it. it used to, a shitload of people would just get out and dance and be stupid and fun. And now it seems like there's just that small little group of people that get out there, like the little short girl that we saw in October that like didn't stop dancing from before the music started till after everybody was passed out.
Yeah.
And it just, it's always one of the highlights, and always has been for me, was the party on Friday and Saturday. I was talking with people Saturday night, and there's a story I have to get to about the whole violence thing, because moi almost was that close to, you know, doing a complete murder, death, kill on this one guy. But everyone I remember when, and I would never want to do this again to, you know, the staff of the Wyndham, but in 2008, I remember they had to shut the whole pool area down all Saturday day because there were all sorts of foreign objects and bottles and panties and all kinds of shit floating in the pool. Panties. And so
Panties.
You don't really see that. Panties. Take off your pants, right? So, but you don't really see that.
Do we have a delay?
And some of...
Okay. Sorry, nothing. Continue.
Yeah, and some of the people, there was, Astara had gone back to the room to either change or something, or I don't remember what it was. But myself and Professor Fate, who's a very good friend of ours that stayed with us, and we all roomed together, we're sitting there and we're watching people and talking, and, you know, I'm telling stories about, you know, the old days. I like things I remember, damn it. And I keep looking over, and can we describe people that we're talking about?
Yes, by all means.
Okay.
No holds barred here.
Okay, good. You remember the really weird, and that's weird coming from me, the really weird guy that was dressed up like Thing One? Do you remember him?
Oh, yes.
Okay. So I'm sitting there. Remember? Okay, because I
look at Rob's face.
So I'm sitting there talking, and I keep looking over at this very attractive young lady sitting by herself with the Ashley Gay look on her face, like, I hate everyone here, and I hate everyone, and I'm going to, you know, pull your intestines out and make a bobble hat out of them. So he keeps trying to talk to her, and you can clearly see that she's annoyed, disgusted, and add other adjectives onto that. So anyone who knows me knows that if I see something like that going on, I will put my, you know, self in there. So he leaves her, I walk over, and I strike up the conversation by saying, if you could look any more pissed off, you know, I think everybody here would die. So she started laughing, and she tells me that this guy has been trying to talk to her all night, won't leave her alone. Right about the time he starts circling back over to her, I kneel down and get close to her like, you know, we know each other. He looks at me, because I'm, you know, not a skinny guy. He looks at me and kind of has this, oh shit, and fucks off look. Because I was this close to grabbing him by the back of his weave, or whatever the fuck that was, and, you know, pulling a Tony Soprano, giving him, you know, the Dr. Martin dental plan on the fucking side of the yeah, that's old school, damn it. And you never really had that in the old days. And I guess that's kind of what I'm going with. I don't know if that was the young lady that I brought over and introduced to you, Demmie, and that was to get her away from that guy.
Understood.
You know, and so going back to the music though, can we, yes, please, for the love of Christopher Lee's soul, can we please have a better mix of all things dark? I mean, metal's great. I like some metal, but like I said, can we throw in some other stuff? You know, I would love to jam out to Susie, or, I mean, anything, Bumska even, but just... Can I
chime in for a second?
Please.
By all means.
No, I was just going to say, I know Jeremy from Show Enough Entertainment, who usually does the DJing. I don't know where he was this year. I didn't talk to, I just assumed he'd be there. But I feel like that's something we could talk to him about, because every time I've given him a request, he's played it.
Yeah.
So I think that he's amazing. I mean, I've seen they do Show Enough Entertainment does shows at Dragon Con and stuff, and they're badass. I mean, they might just be going by other requests, you know, or they might have a playlist already that they just kind of go with. But I'd say don't be shy with requests either. I was going to go request this year, but I didn't know the guys, and the music sucked really bad this time around, so I didn't even bother.
Sorry, Christian.
Yeah, but no, I mean, like I said, Show Enough Entertainment, I mean, I hope they come back. I don't know why they weren't there this time around. Like I said, I haven't spoken with them, but they take requests. So I would say, like, just bombard them next time. I personally, if I could speak for Jeremy and them, I would say they wouldn't mind, because they love spooky as much as we do. So I'd say let them have it.
Okay. Rob, do you have anything to add before I jump in?
Well, musically, I'll always complain when there's not enough Ace of Base, but you know, that's me. So fine.
Play that in your hotel room.
Pardon? Okay, we're fine. Whatever. That's a losing battle. I understand. I'm not gonna get that. I'm not gonna get Snow. Fine. Okay.
Oh my God.
Ace of Base.
Welcome to my life here. Anyway.
Here's like I said, and this is not a big gripe. I enjoyed, you know, the parties. You know, I had my little group of friends. We hung out, we chatted. I, you know, did my loops around the pool and always, you know, found someone new to talk to and had a good time. I don't have a real complaint. It's a more of a gripe it's not a complaint. It's an opportunity. I don't think the party planners or hosts, you know, like, Friday night was a zombie tiki party. If the guests weren't dressed in a couple Hawaiian shirts and maybe some zombie makeup, there's nothing that would ever make that a tiki party.
No.
Not even slightly. Saturday night was the toga party. On occasion, they were throwing in a few songs from Animal House, like the late 50s, early 60s, you know, rock.
Yeah.
But again, if the people weren't, like, if the other people, you know, weren't wearing togas and stuff, it wasn't there. The promoters, who's ever doing the party, I think they need to step up and actually do something more with the theme than just say it's the theme and have everyone else, you know, participate. If they're not going to participate, then you know what, you're going to have less and less of the con goers participating.
Yeah, we were talking about that the whole time.
Yeah, and that is the general consensus in the chat room as well, because they are talking about it in the chat room, and they absolutely agree.
I wanted to point out something too. Like, that's a common theme everywhere. I do a lot of themed events, and I cannot stand the fact that we have to bring the party. If I can, I'd like to bash the vampire ball. Who is it? Endless Night or whatever.
Endless Night, Father Sebastian.
I'd like to bash them, because like, they don't do shit for the events. It's like, oh, come dressed to impress and pay $20 to get in here, and they don't do anything other than like the fact that we have to show up in costume. Like, we have to buy the fangs, we have to buy the cool ass costumes and our corsets and our wigs and our whatever, you know what I mean? And like, but they don't do anything for it.
Yeah,
they don't do shit. I mean, actually, I'm going to the steampunk ball at the castle this weekend, because they actually have sideshow events. They have, you know, themed backgrounds and displays, and there's entertainment. They have themed drinks. I mean, that to me is what I'm paying for. And I sorry, just like, I can't stand it.
You're right.
There's local clubs in town that are like, oh, it's this and this night. Come dressed to impress. It's like, hold up. I have to bring the party. I have to pay, and I have to make it your theme. That's not fair. Like, there's not even a poster or a banner or anything like that that makes it a theme, and I cannot stand that. It's one of my biggest pet peeves.
Yep.
We officially love you, Laura. Now, Astara and I, we officially love you, because
yay! No,
you said that so much nicer than I could, and I was actually trying. I was actually trying to be nicer than I normally am. So
I can't stand it. Like, there's just, you know, and the same thing goes for, you know, I don't really know who threw the themes together for the party, but you can't just expect people to dress up. I mean, actually, I even learned that I throw themed parties myself. I think one of the first ones I threw was like an under the dark sea party, and it was fun because all of my friends participated. Actually, I think I did have some themed drinks or something, but from then on, if I ever had a themed party, I'm like, I'm going to decorate my house. I'm going to have different colored lights. I'm going to make like a special, like, you know, some food or something that goes with it that makes it, you know, even like oh my gosh, just making a menu. Like, you can make the same
God,
drinks,
she
but make a
sounds
cool
like me.
menu. You know?
God, you sound like me.
Yeah, it could be just, you know, just showing, you know, a little bit of effort goes a long way. I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, and that's what I'm full agreement. Like I said, if the party planners aren't going to throw down, what will ultimately happen is there's just going to be less and less participation from the con goers, and then
Exactly.
you're going to have a theme party that no one does a theme for, and the next thing is you get people dressed up like Spider-Man at a horror convention. So fuck it.
Oh.
Exactly.
Oh.
Also,
We're not going there. We could get angry.
One last complaint about the music. No Toto.
Oh my God!
Get out of here! Get out of here!
Just you're done. You're done. I'm
cut him off,
you.
Demmie. Demmie, just cut his channel. Cut him off.
That's it. No, I'm gonna kick him out. He's done.
Take me away.
Wait. Where's the mute button? Where's the mute? Okay.
I'm just
All
kidding.
right,
I'll never
so-
judge anyone for music because I would love to look at everybody's.
I will.
No.
I will judge like a motherfucker. I will judge.
I'm just saying, like, no, Demmie. I want to see your music collection because I know I'm going to find some gold in there. I know it. I know it.
Barry
That
Manilow.
could make a whole nother show. That's right. Bring some fucking Barry Manilow, Petey.
God.
I want some Barry. I want some
No.
Daybreak. I want some Mandy. Come on, ready to?
I want
come on,
some Barry
Weekend in New
fucking
England.
White.
No.
Ooh, I could get on board with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But okay, now I first of all I did meet the DJ guy named Christian, super sweet guy. And Christian, this is nothing against you because you played my type of negative. Kudos for that. There was some good music, a little bit here, a little bit there. My gripe is not necessarily Christian. Now, they did the zombie tiki thing because of these.
Yes.
Now,
I
those of you
love
that
those. I wish I had one.
I did, and they're absolutely beautiful. I've got number 450. I had his card here, but now it's gone. So unfortunately, I can't get the name of the company that did it. So I apologize.
One. I hope they do that again.
They're not going to. This
Oh,
is
well, fuck me. Okay.
yeah, they're doing Rico Browning next. So, but yeah, this is why, because they did these tiki mugs. That's why they did a zombie tiki thing. So, why they didn't do anything else? Why they didn't do themed drinks? I don't know.
Fucking hula dancers.
Yeah, that would have been nice if there was like some shows by the pool that were themed for it. That would have been great. I agree. If even the toga party, you know, okay, because the cast of Animal House was there, but was the cast even at the party?
Yeah.
So what's the point? I agree with you. I absolutely agree with you. There was really no theme to it. I didn't understand what was going on. Whatever. My gripe, and that's right, Petey, I love you. You are family to me. You need some new fucking music, okay? I love you, but seriously, get some new music. I'm more than happy to share. You know, I make playlists for every goddamn show, specific for every show. You know what? It's if I hear Zombie or Manson or, you know, one more goddamn time, change it up, please, because it's the same playlist, and we all know it now. We know what's coming next, and we love you. You got to change it up. So maybe maybe Laura's right, and Show Enough needs to come back, and you know. But I mean, we were hearing the same.
I have no
songs.
idea why they weren't there. I'll have to.
I have no idea. You know, I love the fact that with PD DJs, even though PD has not brought back the DJ Lance Rock costume, which, come on, you know, Gabba Gabba, you need to bring that back. Or if he's going to do PD, well, I've been asking PD for years, his Club Kid outfit. Because, I mean, that's where PD Punkanini came from, is his Club Kid days, because he was a Club Kid. So I would like to see the Club Kid PD Punkanini, which he has yet to do. I don't know what's up. But it's, if you're going to use the name, you got to use the image, right? You know, but no, I would like to see some new music. I would like to see some themed music for the show, you know, for the guests, for the event. Let's change it up, you know? I mean, so I think we're all in agreement. The parties, while they were great, they could have used some work. I mean, I think we're all in agreement on that. I mean, Chris, I haven't even looked at the chat room.
And everyone likes a little Hadaway. Just saying.
I'd be okay with Hadaway. I
Real
would be okay
McCoy.
with some Hadaway. No, so
Early
what is
90s
love?
Euro trash pop, awesome stuff.
Oh
No,
yeah,
so
yeah.
what is love? I'm okay with that.
I liked the
I'm okay with it.
I liked it when we had the live music, when we had the like the midget
Yes.
Kiss band. That was phenomenal.
Yes.
Why don't they come back?
Yes.
Bring them back.
I don't know.
Okay. Christian apparently is part of Show Enough.
Yeah,
so I don't know why Jeremy wasn't there.
I didn't recognize him. I don't know if I've ever met him actually. So, but that's pretty cool.
Nice guy.
Yeah,
he's a super nice guy. He played some decent music, but yeah. So that was that. Let's see. Oh,
I just saw him and I was like, I don't know him. I'm not going to ask. So
yeah. So there we go. But Big Daddy Mike is in the chat room, who is on call tonight, so that's why he's not with us. But he did also say that OPD was there, and they did break up a mosh pit that was in front of the stage. So, yeah, I don't know what happened there, but OPD had to get involved in.
I wonder how much of a mosh pit it was.
3 drunk people, you know that. And I understand that like some of the music is okay for the drunk metalheads at 2 a.m. Fine. They all want to hear Walk by Pantera. We get it. They all want to hear, For Whom the Bell Tolls by Metallica. Great. Throw in a couple of those classics, but let's mix it up, Let's mix it up and give Rob some of his I already see him over there singing away, just no, we're nixing the ace of base. We're nixing the ace of base. Yes, and they're asking about the programming. Okay, stop it.
Skinny puppy.
I swear to God. I'm going to mute you. I swear to God. Oh my God. Okay, so let's see. Can we please do programming panels again? I will run the track for you, Petey. They do that in October. April show is always just for the Q&As. They don't do anything extra. It's what I call spooky light, and I know no one likes the term, but that's what it is. But yeah, October is when they're bringing everything back, and we will give our suggestions for October at the end of this. Let's see. Oh, okay. Let's see. Where did we go to next? Oh, okay. Security, in which I think we started to cover. And, Kairos brought up a really good point, speaking of OPD and the mosh pit. The security, like I said, we heard like stuff going on outside our room. There was the incident where Phil Todd, who was 6'1" and a veteran, got jumped, going to Wawa. I punched somebody. Saturday night when it started raining, I was standing by Gatorville and I was doing my Queen of Spooky costume. And, sometimes I put the squeakers in. And there was this drunk guy dancing, and I was just looking, I was watching. And I just did a quick squeak, and he got the, oh my God, the look, comes over, sticks his face right in between my tits. So naturally, I grab him by the back of the head, pulled him back, bam, socked him right in the face. Because, and that's how we do. He stumbled back and apologized, blah, 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 whatever. But
oh, that was the other thing.
Yeah, and I just all right, fine, and then he apologized and we had it out, but it was done. But this is why we have the Spooky Empire Brute Squad, which we will get into in our next webcast. Big Daddy Mike runs it. We've got Svein that's there. We've got Justin. We've got Nick. We're going to bring in Kairos on this. All the guys are really great, but because we have a lot of new people coming into Spooky, they don't know about the Brute Squad. So we will reiterate that we do have a Brute Squad there, in addition to security and Spooky staff that will be there to help you.
Real quick.
Yes.
We should make a fan page for the Brute Squad.
That's a great idea.
We could do sexy calendar poses and stuff. And
nobody wants to see my ugly ass posing in anything.
No, we need this. I think we need this. Make it a thing. We can do t-shirts. Come on.
Yeah, but that's the whole thing. Spooky Brute Squad, and this will be in full force in October. They have armbands, so you can recognize them. So if some creepy guy or some stalker is messing with you or whatever, I had a stalker that was there at Spooky as well. You need anybody, just look for the armband. They will hook you up, and very discreet, no drama, no problem. And so even with all the issues at Spooky, there was nothing major, that no one ended up going to the hospital or anything like that. So that's good, at least. That's something. Let's see. What are we getting in the chat room? Oh, 8 people in the mosh pit, apparently. Okay, let's see. It's the spring offering is when you can try out new concepts and have them tweaked for the October offering. And that is true. That is absolutely true, and I agree with that. That's going to go to Spooky staff and make a suggestion, and who knows? Who knows? Let's see. Okay, Johnny, Brute Squad. Okay, Johnny, you have to eat a baby goat. And then you also have to go through our rigorous training program. So we will talk to you. We will get with you with that and to being on the Brute Squad. Absolutely. And Mike, Midget Mike, that's in the chat room. I don't know. You might be a little small, but you could make you the mascot. We can make you the mascot. We can make you a little mascot costume. That could totally work. My only gripe is the faux fans that come to just power drink and dress as slutty as possible. Nothing wrong with dressing sexy, but dressing just to show your goods. That's another show.
Yeah.
It's a total another show. Yes, and Cheryl is saying in the chat room, she's absolutely right. I always feel like I can turn to anyone that I feel like I have a problem. Guys and gals will all jump in, and that's why we love Spooky. It's a family. We say it every show, and that's absolutely true. Okay, the next thing that we wanted to get into, if I'm not scrolling back enough here, it's so hard to do this. Let's see. Okay, well, purchases. Because I know a lot of us, favorite vendors, favorite artists. Is there anything special that you picked up? All right, well, you know what? Let's hand it over to you guys. I mean, vendors, artists. Is there anything that you picked up, purchases, anything like that?
This was actually one of the very few cons where we didn't really buy anything. I got a pair of contacts from the people inside the vendor's room, which the story with that is so funny.
By all means, sure.
Oh, well, okay, so apparently, this is just what I've heard, the contact people outside the vendor's room had, their usual price. I think it was like $35 or something like that. And then the people inside the vendor's room also selling contacts lower theirs to like $25, which pissed the other contact people off. So they lowered their price, and then the other people lowered their price again. And apparently there was some like dealer drama between people trying to undercut each other. And so I got contacts for like $15 inside the vendor's room, which is pretty cool. Yeah. But yeah, other than that, we really didn't buy anything. Not this year. We usually do. We usually spend like a lot of money, but this year there wasn't really that much that just really caught our eye this year.
Oh, okay. All right. Laura, did you ever make it inside, or were you just there for the night?
I got there so late, so I missed all of it. I'm so bummed because that's my favorite part, obviously, but I missed it all.
Rob, what about you?
I bought a chicken sandwich, some tater tots.
Okay.
Yeah, like I said, I was, kind of outside at the booth for a lot of the show, and I only made it into the dealer's room once, as a matter of fact, and I just, I saw cool stuff and just never made it back the second time.
Okay, I guess this is where I'm the dissenting voice, just because I always love the vendors at Spooky. I always find something new, and what I like is that they have artisans there and individual craftsmen, as opposed to just, yeah, you got your T-shirts and you got your Funko Pops and stuff like that, but you have a lot of original art. For example, these great pillows. These were amazing. I love this. And they had some beautiful, incredibly soft pillows.
Oh my God, I love that.
I know. And they had a whole bunch of them, and they were absolutely beautiful.
Is that hand sewn?
Yes.
Oh my God.
It's completely handcrafted.
Are they dirty pillows?
This is my dirty pillow.
I'm coming over to touch it.
Touch my dirty pillow.
I just want to stroke it.
Yes, stroke my dirty pillow. And then, of course, this was before the show, but because I have many stories about Bill, and I miss you, Bill, so I had to have that. Also wanted to give a shout out to one of the sponsors of the Cthulhu booth, and the Cthulhu Cultist may be coming back in October. We haven't decided yet, but he had like really cool enamel pins and artwork. This is the kind of artwork he does, for example, if this is your sort of a thing. So I picked up this sticker. Yeah, it's like really old school stuff like that. And I had to get this patch just because I thought that was funny.
It needs to say crazy underneath it.
No, no, I'm just that chick. And if my box is over here it is. Now, this was my big toy. This was their first time vending, and there were a bunch of first time vendors that I was very, very excited about, but I got me a shiny.
Ooh, pretty.
Ooh.
Oh yeah. And this is one of a kind. This is the only one they had. They had a whole bunch of different ones. What?
I'm not sure I feel safe with you with a knife like that.
Oh no, this is beautiful. Just
yeah,
no, this is absolutely beautiful.
I feel
very
nervous.
happy. I don't know why. Do you not trust me?
No.
Two words: knife play.
Oh, another show.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, they were absolutely beautiful. So there was a lot of other things, especially if you're Godzilla fans. I saw a lot of high-end Godzilla stuff. I saw a lot of handmade, just this really cool like Jeff Goldblum magnet that was handmade, or like the dolls that Luna Moon does. There's beautiful jewelry, and you know what? It's not just like where you go to MegaCon and it's like anime hats and Pocky sticks. Nobody gives a shit.
One of my friends, I don't know the vendor, so I feel like an asshole, but one of my friends bought her like 5-year-old daughter this little Day of the Dead dress. And she was like so excited about it because it was a really good price, but also she was showing me the stitching in it. She's like, this is not like no one bought this from overseas. This is handmade, and it was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Wow.
Yeah,
little girl's Day of the Dead dress. I don't know who made it, but it was so perfect and well made. So I was impressed with that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and I didn't even give the name of the guy that did this stuff. It's let me get this right. Beast Rex Stuff. Yeah, BeastWreckssStuff. Yeah, BeastRexStuff.com. He's the one that does the Cthulhu logo. So anyone that got a Cthulhu shirt or got a Cthulhu poster, we'll be putting their link on the website. We want to thank them. They donated posters for the raffle that we did and stuff. So they are super, super cool. So absolutely love them. So, okay. And as far as events, if anyone wants to talk about, and I don't even know if any of you have any thoughts on this, the Kilted Creature.
That I want to mention.
Oh, please, by all means. Go ahead, Kairos.
So Sunday, you and I felt like crap, and I was doing the master for Monos, and so we're walking around, and a bunch of people are running up, and we're getting ready to go back to the room, and this guy comes up as we pass this booth, and he says, "Do you guys go to such and such place on Thursdays for trivia in Jacksonville?" And we went, "Yeah, why?" He said, "I thought that was you." He's like, "We see you there every week, and I was going to come up and say, hey, but I didn't know if it was you." And the guy's name is Jason Marshall, as a photographer who had a booth with some really, really cool stuff. And apparently he's local, because when I look at the back of his card, it's a 904 area code, and the prefix is right like here.
Nice.
We didn't see him last night when we went to trivia, but it's just a small fucking world where you have all these really, really great artists that are in your area, and you don't even know that they're there until you go to Spooky. Mm-hmm. And then you're like, holy shit, you live in the same, wow. So
yeah,
we're going to talk to this guy because he's got some really, really, really cool stuff. So I just wanted to give him it's probably
we got it.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't really see it, but
I know, Jason Marshall. We'll put his link on the website, absolutely. But I mean, we've got like Vaughn Belak. That's a perfect example. I mean, Vaughn is an amazing artist, and some of the people in the chat room were talking about him. There was one lady that was in there. Now, it wasn't the one that was selling these pillows, but there was another artist in there that was selling pillows to fund her chemo treatment.
Oh, wow.
Mike Paquin is it. And it's just like, that's insane. And this is the stuff you see at Spooky, and this is why you do it. So it's like, oh my God, that's absolutely outstanding.
Mm-hmm.
One thing to mention too is that these artists are spending good money to be there. So, like I usually try to think about that. It's like, well, would I rather spend my money on a beer or an art print? You know what I mean? Like like drinking and having fun is a good time. But I mean, a lot of those people, like I forget how much a booth is at this point, but you need to make that up and then some to even make it worth your while, really. So that's
I absolutely agree. Yeah, that's really good. Okay, so I don't know if anyone wants to talk about any of the particular events. I know there was like the Q&As and stuff, and I don't think any of us made any of the Q&As, to be honest. The Kilted Creature, Jess O'Lantern, the Ink Illusionist, Mortem Manor, or...
I did see Jess O'Lantern perform.
Okay, and?
They didn't have the speakers up working for her when she was up there.
Oh, poor thing.
But she actually seemed like really, really talented. Someone really worth, checking out. So I'm going to make it a point to see her on YouTube this week and get a little bit more info on her. But like I said, from what I heard, pretty cool. Pretty good stuff.
Yeah.
I personally liked Mortem Manor. I mean, that's the haunted house down in Old Town. I was a little disappointed they didn't bring the coffin ride, but I'm hoping in October that they'll bring that, because I that was one goal I wanted that unfortunately I didn't get to do, which kind of sucks. However,
that's the buried alive one, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
I want to do that again. So I want them to bring that back in October. The one thing I did want to bring up was the tattoo festival. Okay. Here we go. That's right. The black girl's coming out, bitch.
Oh, hell.
She's spilling some tea now.
I'm spilling some tea. Okay. First of all, I'd never entered the contest before, so I don't know if this is usual, but the $10 entrance fee. Where does that go, and why is there an entrance fee for the tattoo contest? Because I'd never heard of that before. That I paid it, didn't ask any questions, but after a while I started thinking about it and was like, I'd never heard that before. Wait, what? Because at this point, I'll buy my tattoo artist, I'll buy him a trophy for the same price. So whatever, I don't care. Now, there were a lot of different categories. There were a lot of people there. It was 2.5 hours of sitting and waiting. There has to be a better way. I don't know if there was more people or something like that. Something went wrong. Even everyone else was complaining. 2.5 hours. Thankfully, I was someone was kind enough to bring me Cold Stone ice cream, so that helped. But enough. There were people falling asleep, people going away, coming back, and the whole thing was a complete disaster. And I am a little bitter that my Peter Steele did not get the love that it deserved. But because that tattoo was awesome. Funny story, if you know anything about Typo Negative, Peter Steele passed away a few years ago. As a matter of fact, April 14th is the day that he passed away, which is coming up in a couple days. Whole nother story, but you've seen my tattoo. It is amazing. At the Medieval Times booth, Peter Steele's niece was there, and she actually saw the tattoo and went ape shit. She's like, that looks exactly like my uncle. Oh my God. So she called her mom, who was Peter Steele's sister, and, saw it, and they all went nuts. And one of his old bandmates, Louis Vito from Carnivore, actually posted it on his page. So you know what? It's a good damn tattoo. So
that was this weekend?
That was this weekend.
That's fun. That's cool.
That's real. And that alone, I'm like, oh my God, that was amazing. So that's all the love I need. Todd Grant from Granite Ink did my tattoo. He's a fantastic portrait artist. He's the only one I will let ever put an ink on my body. And, I wanted to give him a shout out because he does amazing, amazing work. I'm getting more from him, shortly. But the way, I don't know who won the tattoo contest. Fine, I didn't win, whatever. I've got my accolades that I need. I wanted to get a trophy for Todd because he did such great work. He's got trophies already, and I wanted to add to the collection, but hey, whatever. I don't know. But the tattoo, the way it was run was very shoddy. I don't know what happened. I don't know why there was an entrance fee, but 2.5 hours of my life was fucking wasted. So
I suspect the entrance fee is more or less there just to keep shit tattoos from being entered, because there are people who have just god awful stuff. It's just a time thing, so that's my guess on it. Anyway,
but I still sat there for 2.5 hours. So what the fuck was that about? Anyway, whatever. That was blah blah blah. Okay, and I think maybe Rob and I were the only ones that saw this. Was the costume contest?
John and Eric from Bad Moon FX, I don't think there was ever any doubt these guys are, without question.
Stop it already. They win everything.
I think that they've now placed, they've gotten top honors 3 times now. And there's no disrespect to anyone else who's at this show designing costumes, because there's a lot of talented people, but John and Eric are just on that level with very few other people, and that's when everyone when people saw the Scooby-Doo villains. Oh my God. From the second they first walked out, everyone was just like, amazing. I've shown it to, non-convention people at work over the last week, and they're all just, they're mind blown that something like that even exists. So.
Okay.
But as far as the other, it was a good contest this year. Judges, I think, nailed it pretty much. I have no gripes about any of the people who were chosen. The psycho characters who did the most. Oh
no, I'm just seeing if I can do a screen share while you're talking about this, so everyone can see who others were.
Yeah, but so I'm gonna forget a few people, but the best the lookalike awards went to the two characters from Psycho. They were awesome. Yeah, in the middle there you can see the Bad Moon FX Scooby Doo villains. They were amazing. Colonel Sanders,
Oh yeah.
Colonel Sanders was great, and then the woman who was the maggoty marionette puppet thing. I can't remember the name of it.
Jackie Batoni, I think her name was.
Yeah. Anyway, completely original idea, and I loved that costume. I loved it last year, and I'm so happy that the judges gave it some credit because I've watched a lot of these costume contests, and original ideas, original concepts tend to not get as much credit as existing costumes, existing characters. So hers was a completely original idea, and it was awesome. So
yeah, then you got Norman Bates and Marion there who were amazing. They dropped it. Yeah, the grayscale was fantastic.
Their makeup excellent. So you know what? I mean, congrats to all the winners. Y'all earned it. Y'all did great jobs.
Okay, so just a quick question. Let's see. Favorite costume of the weekend?
Oh God.
Other than John and Eric, because we all know John and Eric are amazing. So shut up. But other than that, let's give it to Kairos Astara. Favorite costume of the weekend?
Oh, that's gonna have to think for a second.
All right. Well, Laura, what about you? While they think,
I'm thinking too. I wasn't there.
You know what? There was a really good-looking guy in a Scooby-Doo toga, and I know it's not a traditional costume, but I mean, the guy it was gorgeous. The work that went into his toga with Scooby-Doo on it, the gold wreath in the hair. I mean, really, really nailed it. So that guy earns it. Number 2, the close second, was a friend of the show, Patty Hawkins, as the George as the devil from Oh God, You Devil.
Yes.
I mean, it was so good. It was. I mean, he looked like George Burns, man.
Yes,
outstanding.
I got mine.
Okay.
Okay. I see I've seen him a few different years. I think they go just about every year, and they usually wear, at least the girl usually wears the same costume. The Vlad and Mina walking around from Bram Stoker's Dracula. Every time I see them, I just Google their outfits. It's so perfect, and I'm so envious, especially of the dress.
Yeah, it absolutely is beautiful. Laura, have you come up with anything yet?
No, I'm going through. I mean, I was there for hours. I'm like, what did I see? I feel like a failure. I mean, okay. You know what? It's actually, this is kind of funny because I feel like I'm so used to costumes at this point. I'm like, what costumes did I see? So,
I know, because I'm such a snob now, so it's just they all doesn't even register to me. But
no, I see them and it's normal. I just I don't know. I'm like, oh, it's someone dressed normally.
Okay, now while this isn't horror, I'm going to give serious props to the guy that did the Mystery Science Theater 3000 with the couch and everything. Yeah. That guy, you know what? It's horror, but that was some dedication. So I'm like, I was really impressed with that. And while I didn't see them in person, I love the movie and they did such a great job and it was so simple. If you've seen the movie Only Lovers Left Alive, with Tom Hiddleston and Tilda Swinton, the Adam and Eve vampire characters.
I didn't see them at all.
I didn't get a chance to see them, but I saw a picture on Instagram and oh my God, it looked like they stepped out of the movie. Absolutely stunning.
Odd.
Yeah, no, I didn't see them at all, but I hope they bring it back in October because that movie was amazing and they were amazing. And so I absolutely love the hell out of that. I'm trying to run through things really quickly. I think we've pretty much gone over our favorite stories or gossip or rumors from the weekend.
Well, I do have a story that I didn't mention earlier when we were talking about parties, and this was specifically happened Saturday evening.
Oh shit! Here we go.
I wasn't wearing a toga, unlike the people that I was sitting with, and apparently one of one of two gentlemen who are spooky regulars was very intoxicated and decided to get in my face and scream at me in my face, like 5 inches from my face, about how don't come to a toga party if you're not going to wear a toga.
Oh, no.
Of course, I was engaged in another conversation, so I didn't even see this. I heard one of the two individuals, let's just say that look identical. I heard his voice screaming, but I had no idea he was screaming at my wife.
Yeah, and while this was going on, of course, he's like spitting while he's talking because he's intoxicated. So I'm even more disgusted. And then a few minutes later, he's like, "Well, you know, I'm just messing with you." But still,
no.
Don't fucking scream at me. I don't care if you're drunk or not. Don't stay the fuck out of my face.
Squad.
Yeah,
Brute Squad, that's ejected. Yep.
She didn't even tell me about it till way afterwards, and I'm like, why didn't you say something right then? But
oh my god. All right, I think those are our stories there.
I was
All
going
right,
to
let's
mention
see.
one more thing. It's like actually kind of related to. It's just kind of more of a spooky family story, which I thought it's short and kind of fun. I actually reconnected with a high school friend of mine a few days before Spooky Empire, and I'm like, hey, you should come this weekend. And so she's like, well, what is it? You know? And I'm like, oh gosh, like, how do I sum this up? You know? So I try to explain it, and I actually threw all my, a lot of my costume stuff on her. And she went, and it was funny because we get there and we're supposed to go meet some friends. And of course they're on the complete opposite side of where we parked, which was the parking lot by the BJ's Brew House and stuff.
Yeah.
And so we're like, can we make it past the pool without stopping? The answer is no. And so we tell her this, and she believes us, but she's just like, I think she's not really ready for all of it, and so we start walking and we just get stopped. We get stopped. I mean, and we're stopping people too. We're like, oh look, oh my gosh, we're here, and then like we're walking by these hotel rooms, and of course the doors are open and there's music coming out of it, and like you catch a glimpse and you're like, I know that person. And we just like, fly into someone's hotel room. We're flying out. We're going back to someone else's hotel room, coming back out. It was ridiculous.
And that's spooky.
It was so fun. But I guess what I want is for anybody that's listening, that's not, that hasn't been, or they're not, maybe they don't feel like they're part of the family or whatever. I mean, once you're in, you're in. Like I just don't want anyone to be shy. Like anybody can do that.
You pull me right back in.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I just thought that was really fun. I just, like I said, I didn't know if I could make it. So going, even just for a little while was really fun. And it was just so wonderful. It just feels like home. I just love it. Bringing someone new is always fun too, because you see it through their eyes a little bit, so I had a blast.
Okay. And I heard that there was this weird chick, I don't know, but she was like dressed all in black, and she was like Thursday night.
Someone dressed all in black at Spooky?
What?
Yeah, I know. I don't know. But,
it was
like,
me. It was me.
Oh.
Yeah, she had this big floating unicorn in the middle of the pool Thursday night. The hell is that about?
I know. She was just sitting there by herself on her phone in the middle of the pool. It was so weird.
No,
she looked like a bitch too. So
I saw this. I think I saw her.
It wasn't even horror. It's not even horror. What are you doing here?
No, and she was blowing the unicorn's butt when I first saw her.
That doesn't surprise me. It's
you guys. You're being so judgmental. We would do the same thing. Come on.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Rob probably did that right before the webcast. I mean,
I got to get Glitterbeard on him. He needs unicorn jizz. He needs some unicorn jizz. That's what he needs. Again. But yeah. And of course, you always hear the stories about the couple that's fucking in the pool. I'm sure that's like, I don't think there's anywhere in the Wyndham that someone hasn't fucked. So that doesn't even count. They barely even registers on the radar. Yeah. I know. And the thing that I am disappointed that I missed, apparently Big Daddy Mike brought White Russian pudding shots.
What?
And I got none, so we're gonna have a problem. So he and I are just gonna have to fight. I don't care how big he is.
We need an after party.
I know, we really do. Okay, so I guess we've even gone over this too. Biggest criticisms or tips you would pass on or suggestions for October. And I think other than guest request, which is an entirely another show, but I think it was just the music for the parties really. And, you know, I think that's the only, I mean, unless anyone else has anything that they'd like to suggest or bring up, you know, as far as criticisms or suggestions for October.
You mean like for the people that run the event, or for guests, or everybody?
Oh, I think for people that run the event, because guests are entirely something else.
Yeah.
I mean, for example, I would like to see Mucklebones Museum back. I know the Car and Hearst show is going to come back, so I'm thrilled about that. I already said Mortimer Manor and their buried alive thing. I would love to see that back. I still want my bounce house. I know it's not going to happen, but I'm going to ask for it regardless. Karaoke, bringing back.
Yeah, I love
that. I'm still, you know, campaigning for the karaoke. Bringing back
really
Netherworld and which is the best name for him out there, just Sweaty Joe, and everybody knows who we're talking about, Sweaty Joe. Enough said. That's right. We all know. Oh my God. Okay.
Didn't you say something about mashing up the two conventions, like Halloween Express or whatever it was?
Yeah. Basically, Express or Netherworld, because they bring a lot of the haunted house exhibits.
Yes,
and especially in October, I would like to see like the haunted house type exhibits and the haunter exhibits come back. You know, I don't know if that's possible, especially with the new hotel, which we will get to in a second. But that's
not
those
that
are my
time
ideas.
of year,
anyway.
though. That's that they always do that in May, primarily because that stuff is like that's their busy time of year in October. They're selling that shit, so or actually, you know, managing their events. So probably why we don't get it in October.
Oh, I just realized circa number 6 is actually Patty. I didn't realize that. Okay.
Patty!
Some guy ripped off. Yeah. Wow. Hi, Patty. I'm sorry. But yeah, some guy ripped off the balloon costume idea, but apparently didn't do it as good as him. So.
Yeah, I didn't see that. He wore a wolf hat too. Douche.
Oh, that's not. Yeah. No.
No.
Yeah. No. Okay. Yeah. And Cheryl, what tips for guests? We're going to get into it in a completely another webcast, because I mean we're already running way over as it is, which is why I'm trying to run through this. Speaking of which, there is something I did want to address, and you know what? I'm going to hand this over to you guys. There were questions we asked our fans if there were things that they wanted us addressed on this show. They wanted to know, because there was no Spooky TV at the last 2 cons, and I think we all mourn the loss of Spooky TV. So Joe,
I'd like it again.
Joe, let's bring back Spooky TV. Let's do something to bring back Spooky TV, because I think we all love it. We all need it back. So we are just as disappointed as you are. Why the big switch to the Caribe, which we will get to in a second. Has PD ever done a Q&A? The answer is yes. We did have a fireside chat. It has been a while, and we are overdue. We are going to get with PD on his schedule. We are going to bring him in, and we will take questions from you guys beforehand, so he can answer that.
So we can screen out the really stupid questions some of you have. That's
because a lot of you will have real stupid questions. That's true.
Petey, do you think the Yankees will win this year?
Yeah. Petey, do you like Kiss? Can we have Gene Simmons at the con? You know, no, we already know. That no guest request. We're not doing that nonsense. We're going to do a real Q&A with Petey, and you're going to find out all like the dirty little secrets and everything. And no. We're not asking it. You think you'll do another horror con maybe in New York? Shut up with that shit. Shut up with that shit. All right, now I'll hand this one over to you guys. Is VIP worth it? Someone's considering it for October.
I've done it once before, but I mean, if you are really, really into the celebrity thing, now I wish we would have done it in October for the What We Do in the Shadows guys.
Oh, yes. Me too.
You know. So, I mean, if you're someone now and those were people, you know, I really, really wanted to meet. But if you're into the celebrity thing,
back,
I would.
Petey.
Yes, please.
Bring back Peter and Deacon.
But yeah, I would say if you're into the celebrities, then yeah. But I mean, that's. Okay.
I was going to say the same exact thing. Like if you're into celebrities, it's a million times worth it. Yeah. I mean, I have friends that are all about it, and they pay for it, and they have the time of their lives, and they're on the moon, and it's great. But if you're not, I'd say it's another party just with celebrities. So
yeah. Now, what I would suggest is if there are particular guests that you have to meet, let's say Robert Englund. They say if you are a big fan of Robert Englund, get VIP, because otherwise you're going to be in line for 4 hours. You are not going to get into his Q&A. So if there is some big celebrity that's going to be there, for example, if you wanted to see the Stranger Things kids, there is no way you were going to meet them, you know, without VIP. You know, there and that guarantees you front row seats for their Q&A and stuff. You can meet them at the VIP party and hang out with them. For example, if you were a fan of Matthew Lillard and you got VIP, you got to hang out with him at the VIP party, and not just like a 5-second thing at his table. You actually got to sit down and have a conversation with him. And for some people, that's really fucking cool, you know, and you got to sit and, you know, talk with all these celebrities and get all the big prizes from the VIP party and stuff like that. Oh, speaking of which, there was one story I did want to share before we got onto the new hotel, which will be the last topic we talk about. Vinnie Vincent. Oh, Vinny, sweetheart. You got to learn conventions. You just, oh man. This was something I personally witnessed. I had gone up to because I was the Queen of Spooky on Saturday night. Some of you saw. And I went in because I wanted my picture with Gina, who was the real Queen of Spooky. And she was outside the VIP party. So I was, you know, saying hi and seeing how thing was. As I was talking to her, Vinnie Vincent walks by into the VIP party. So it was Vinnie Vincent, the 5 Vinnie Vincent impersonators. Then there was like 2 or 3 security people. And then there was 2 cops after that. So there's like a posse of 10 people following Vinnie Vincent in. Do you really need that? I mean, I understand there was a long line for Vinnie Vincent and a lot of people love Vinnie, and that's great and that's wonderful. And this is not, but come on now. Ace Frehley didn't need that. Peter Criss didn't need that. And I'm sorry, they're bigger than Vinnie.
But we're scary.
You know what?
Really scary.
If you're some of those Vincent, what was it, Rob? Yeah.
Hello. It's very scary.
Oh my God. Yeah, they may offer the express pass again. So I know it was really, really weird. No, and VIP pass, and Cheryl made a good point. VIP pass is actually really good, especially if you wanted to access the vendor room, especially on Saturdays, an hour earlier. So you actually get in there and get, because I'll tell you what, stuff like this, one of a kind. You know, if you don't get there early, this is gone. You know, and just pet and pet. And there's like those things that you will not get if you don't have VIP. So that is a really good point. So yes, VIP is actually worth it. There is the Spooky Express Pass, and that's something that we will address because I don't think we have that much information on it. So we'll get it for the next webcast. But Cheryl did ask about the new venue, which we did a lot of research on today, the Caribe Royale. Now, the first thing I will say is Holiday Matsuri, which is like a huge anime convention, was held there for a few years. And in my opinion, they've handled anime kids. If they can handle anime kids, they can handle us. Now, absolutely. One of my friends today said that was teeny anime kid partying as opposed to advanced spooky partying. So that was a really good point. If you've seen the website, I mean,
yeah, most of the anime kids though are messier. They're less conscious or less aware of like the hotel and keeping everything clean, and most of them don't bathe.
Oh no, they don't
actually bathe.
At Spooky this weekend, I disagree. There was a lot of con funk, and we're gonna get to another webcast on how to clean, because I'm telling you, Consuela is coming back with the Febreze because some of y'all motherfuckers don't know how to shower. And no, some fucking breath mints and shit, because holy fuck, some of y'all smelled really bad this weekend. Okay. Here's the thing. The hotel is gorgeous, but it is a walk from the convention center there. So those of you that didn't like the Hyatt because of the walk, guess what? Get ready for it again. Start your training now because it's going to be a big walk. Parking. Yeah, parking is a bitch. So that's going to be an issue, just so you know. They do have a gorgeous pool with a water slide.
What the
So
what could ever go wrong with the water slide?
No, someone needs to dress as Napoleon. Yeah. Someone no, we're not talking about that.
About what?
That's
I don't know
us.
what you're talking about.
We
I don't know what you're talking about.
No,
I don't know. No.
But
Nope.
There's a water slide. So someone needs to dress as Napoleon from Bill and Ted because water slide. Let's see. There's the gorgeous hotel. I know 13X Studios, Rick, did post a little bit about the hotel. There's not a lot to eat in walking distance. We're going to research that a bit more, and we're going to do a video recon of the entire area so you guys can get a better idea. But it is a beautiful hotel. The staff is used to people partying. From everything I've heard, the staff is great. There's just no climbing on the rocks, but you actually see the pictures of the pool. I know there will be no climbing on the rocks because someone's going to get hurt. Just so you know, that's probably going to happen.
You'll want to climb on the rocks. No climbing on the rocks.
Yeah.
I want to swim in the lagoon. I want to climb on the rocks.
I know.
No.
That's and here's an interesting thing that I don't think we've ever had at Spooky before. So I'm very curious because I know some of you check that out. We get an arcade. I mean, can you guys see that up there?
Oh,
is that showing up?
Oh,
yeah.
Shit. Drunken air hockey time.
Oh, yes. Air hockey. I will kick all your asses in the air hockey.
Oh, girl.
My God. So there's an arcade there.
See,
I feel like I'm going to end up
in
the machine.
That's a challenge.
It's on. Oh, we're going to put some. Little Mike, midget Mike is going to end up in the machines.
Look,
so, he's gonna. I hope he knows that. I will
put up my Toto album for the person who can beat me at air hockey. Okay.
You know
why?
It is on.
Because none of you motherfuckers can.
Okay.
Be done.
Okay.
Challenge accepted.
Bring it. This too could be yours.
Yeah. So there's no climbing on the rocks from what I understand. So yeah, we haven't had an arcade in forever. So the arcade is going to be amazing. Let's see. The scooter time. Yes. If you get a scooter, you kidnap a golf cart. So you can do that. And Mike Packwood's like, no machine. Motherfucker, you are going in the machine. It's going to happen. But it's $10 a day for parking. I don't know if there's a discount. Does anyone know what the spooky discount is on these rooms yet? I guess that's a no.
Nope.
Okay.
What are the dates?
Okay. October 28th, October 26th to the 28th. So there's that. Let's see. I'm hearing some of the staff has been known to steal stuff from the rooms. I've heard that from a couple people. So make sure you use your safes. Let's see.
Or just put fake blood on the door and they won't come in.
Yeah, that's always good.
Yeah.
Let's see. I know Robby unfortunately did not get a chance to join our webcast tonight, but she knows a lot more about the hotel, so she can definitely give more. Let's see. There are 2 restaurants there that we are not aware of: the Tropical and the Venetian Chop, both very expensive. So that's where the celebrities will probably be. There are a couple of bars. Obviously, there's a pool bar, and I guess there's a pool grill there, which is probably expensive. There is a 24-hour cafe, which, from what I've told, actually isn't terrible, and a coffee cafe.
Ooh.
Yeah. Java's coffee cafe. I don't know. They have Java, but I don't know if they have coffee. So we are going to find out more about the hotel, but the Caribe Royale, it is a con hotel. Like I said, they've handled Holiday Matsuri. It is a gorgeous hotel, especially for photo shoots. So there'll probably be a lot of good photo shoots. There'll be a lot of good photo opportunity places there. It is a walk from, because there's a couple of different towers with the hotel, and I guess they're all kind of separate. So like I said, we'll do a video recon, but wear comfortable shoes and bring Tiger Balm for your feet because it's going to be a hell of a walk all in. So start training now.
Plan your costumes around the shoes.
Yes. Very smart idea. So
bring a pogo stick.
Yeah. My Baphomet will not be coming back because there's no way I'm walking around like in cloven hooves for the entire weekend. No. So Baphomet's off the table. But parking is a real bitch. The hotel's beautiful, but I mean, that's why it's a con hotel. And I think a lot of hotels just don't want us back because Shit happened at the Hilton.
Awesome.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. Okay, blah 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 blah. Okay, okay. Mike, he will agree to be in the machines if we dress as Petey. It's like okay. I'm okay with that. Let's see. The claw. I know each room comes with a sofa that has a queen bed in it. That's good. Let's see. Fridges and microwaves in the rooms from Cheryl. Let's see. Yeah. No. PJ, I'm telling you. Start walking in those heels because holy crap. I mean, I remember I went to Holiday Matsuri for one day and my feet were killing me. So a double room with 2 queens will also have another queen. So potentially 3 couples can be in a room. So saving money might be a good possibility. This is true. Okay. Yeah. So
3 couples means more concho. Just saying.
That's right. That's right. Because that's how we do it. Just
3 times the concho now. Ah!
Oh yeah, that's how we do. But that's the general idea of what we know about the Caribe Royale right now. We will do a video recon in the weeks coming. We will be doing a webcast on what we know on October on the next show. There's some things we want to address because we know there were a lot of you who are new to Spooky, and this series has been going on for like 2 years now. And some of the stuff we need, like I said, showering and consent, because some of you don't understand the concept of consent. Because sticking your head in my tits, yeah, that's gonna get you a broken nose. We're gonna go on about the Fruit Squad. It's me. I'll hit you too.
Yeah, I know. But that just means I'll do it again, and then it'll make up for it. It's okay.
Okay, yeah, see, but that's the thing. She likes that. She's into that sort of thing. So that's a different story.
That's good to know.
And like I said, if you're a masochist, I can dish it out. But it might cost you extra. But yeah, there's our review of Spooky. We hope you found it educational and entertaining. And thank you again to the Spooky staff that made everything wonderful, the Wyndham staff, the artists and the vendors that made everything, friends that hung out and partied with us, And that's the thing. We've consistently had over 12 viewers the entire time, and the chat room has been going nonstop. So the Spooky family just gets bigger and bigger, and we love you guys like I don't know, green Jello. Fucking I don't know.
That was a really weird. We love it like green Jello.
I love green Jello.
I love green Jello.
It's really hard to fuck Jello unless it's in a sock.
Or I make the little retro.
Wait, whoa! No! We need to go back to that. What, Rob?
I'm just saying, Jello is really hard to fuck. I mean, you can't just put it in a bowl; it doesn't work.
How often have you tried? How many attempts have you tried?
It depends on the depth of the bowl, really. I mean,
well, I think we have a new theme.
Yeah.
Fuck the Jello.
Fuck the Jello.
Screw the.
Fuck Jello.
Yeah.
Look, I'm still working out all the details, okay? But I'm just telling you, from what I've learned so far, it's really hard.
But does it stain? Does it stain?
Okay, fuck a coconut. There you go.
Don't
Okay.
fuck a coconut. Okay.
Don't fuck a coconut. Yeah. No, but one last thing before, because it is a question from the Peanut Gallery, and they want to know clown walk versus zombie walk. Does anyone have an opinion?
Clowns. Always clowns.
Really? Clowns versus
I'm over the zombie thing. I mean maybe everyone will hate me, unpopular opinion. I'm over zombies. I'm so done with zombies. I'm done. And I've always loved clowns anyway, so personally.
Okay. Anyone else have an opinion?
I didn't like the zombie walk. I don't like the clown walk. I gotta be honest, I don't like walking with large groups of people. The whole concept can go fuck off.
During the day. During the day, it's horrible, and there's really no upside in my mind.
I don't like anything that involves the word walk. So
wait, new idea.
No,
we're all gonna rent little mobility scooters and jazzies and hover-rounds, and we're gonna go down a road with those.
Oh my god. I actually do have an idea, though. I would like a funeral processional like they do in New Orleans.
That would be badass.
Yeah, that would be cool.
That's a good idea.
That's, I think, fuck the zombies, fuck the clowns. Let's do
like Here Come the Money.
old school. Yeah, like it's like the funeral processions that they have like in Mexico and in New Orleans, and let's go like that. They get skulls and skeletons and all that shit. And I think if we did something along those lines, that could be fun. Something very
that would actually
maybe.
be a cool final send off for Bill. We never did it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that really would be cool.
That would.
Okay. So that's a great suggestion. So let's do like a New Orleans, funeral, processional for October. There you go, Petey. There's the idea. Yeah.
And we got the fucking clothes for that shit already.
Boy, do we.
As do I. Baron
I did.
in the house.
Girl.
Okay.
You guys saw me this Saturday, so I'm good.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right. But that wraps everything up. So this has been a 2-hour special. And there's the ding. This has been a 2-hour special, but there was a lot to talk about. And like I said, leave comments below if you agree with us, you disagree with us, you have something to say about something that we said. By all means,
know how
leave
to fuck Jello.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need tips on how to fuck Jello.
Well, we need tips on how to fuck Jello. So be sure to let us know. Thank you very much. And please, we need to get to 200 subscribers. We have 75 now. We can't get that vanity URL until we get 200. So help us out. Help a brother out, would you?
Don't make us buy the followers. Come on.
We hate spamming. We hate doing that stuff. We just want the vanity URL. So just please hook us up.
Easy.
Subscribe to the channel.
We do it all the time. Just pretend it's Instagram.
Yeah. But no, so we want to thank Astara and Kairos for joining us this evening. I don't know what the fuck they're talking about, but thank you guys for joining us this evening.
Yes, thank you for having us.
Yes, and thank you, Laura, for, because we've missed you and we need you back more often.
Well, I just quit my job today, so here I am.
Congratulations.
I'm not all the time,
but I'm here.
All spooky all the time. Awesome.
Yes, I'm so ready. So ready.
Good. So you can yell about Rob about his Toto and his fucking Ace of Base.
No, I am all yours. I'm all yours.
Yeah. Oh, that's it, baby. Yeah. And more concho. This means more concho.
More concho.
No.
More concho.
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 I got to go.
Jello.
We gotta concho some Jello.
They can go hand in hand, literally.
Literally. Oh my God.
Rob's gone. Rob's gone. We lost him.
Oh my God. Wait, he's done. He's done. No, but that's okay because the concho will always find you. It will always find you.
You know where he lives.
That's right. I know where you live. The concho is coming for you.
I think he's bending over.
Thank you guys. Oh!
Can't reach me from here.
Guys. Make sure you tune in next week. Next week, we have a special guest. We're going to have these guys, hopefully, and it's going to be a fun fucking show. And we'll be drinking, and there will be no pants because there are no pants allowed on this fucking show.
We need to show that we have no pants next time, though. I feel like we're live.
I did the last show.
That's true. He did. He totally did. So, and that's right. No, and see what Rob's holding up right there? That's right. This is a no pants zone.
These skirts count.
That's right.
I want that in the title next time.
Okay.
No pants.
That's right. And that's how we roll. Thank you guys very much. And, I got to come up with some sort of snazzy sign-off thing. I got nothing. So, good night.
Thank you. Fuck you. Bye.
Thank you. Fuck you. Bye.